ahead and call the meeting to order. All right, moving along, we have tonight's Ignite program. We have O'Brien's STEM Elementary here, Principal Morgan Thompson and Assistant Principal Santasha Oliver. There you go. How are you tonight?
Good. Thank you. Now I have to remember, this is looking good. Thank you so much for the invitation to share something exciting that's going on at O'Brien's STEM Academy. STEM, we all know the acronym and what it stands for, but I think something that's very significant about O'Brien's STEM Academy is that teaching is done using an inquiry model, and that's going to be the focus of what we talk about this evening. Inquiry involves a variety of processes, engages children in exploring their world, asking questions, and developing deep understanding. And in inquiry, we give students the opportunity to be actively involved in and take ownership for their own learning. However, in order to implement it, teacher training is absolutely essential. And over the course of the past 2 summers, in partnership with the Connecticut Science Center, classroom teachers, other support staff, and our administrative team have all participated in multiple staff development sessions, and you see in the photos teachers experiencing inquiry themselves. We use an inquiry model to teach across all disciplines, but to make it a little easier to follow tonight, we're going to focus on inquiry as it looks in science and engineering classes, just to be an introduction to our Board of Education members. There are 3 phases to inquiry. The first is inquiry starters, and then we have focused investigation, and then we end with sharing understandings. In the first phase of an inquiry starters, students are presented with a variety of materials to introduce them to a topic and also to excite curiosity and elicit a wide range of questions from students and observations that can be used as they plan their focused investigations. In these photos, you can see how excited and engaged the students are. At the end of the inquiry starter, students actually come up with a huge range of questions that they have, and they post them, as you see, and then they have to figure out which ones they can actually answer by performing an investigation, and they sign up for a question that they're interested in, and out of that come the teams that will be working on the different investigations as they go into phase number 2, which is the focused investigation. And during the focused investigation, each team plans and conducts their own investigation. Students are in charge of figuring out what they need to do to answer the question that they have taken on. And they are in charge of solving any problems that come up along the way. The teacher acts as a coach, asking questions to help students focus on what they're planning and how they're conducting their investigation. And also that includes subtly helping students notice important things that they can learn from their investigation. You can see from the photos of focused investigations that students are actively observing and recording information. Students are responsible for figuring out what data they need to collect, how they will collect it, and that way they will be prepared for the third phase of inquiry, which is sharing understanding. To prepare for sharing understanding, students have to decide together how they're going to share their findings with the other scientists and engineers in their class, just as adult scientists share what they've learned through meetings, scientific meetings, and journal articles. The students are responsible for creating what they'll share and presenting this in front of their peers. Students may create a poster, and we do this frequently, even though it's low tech, because it can be displayed on a bulletin board for a period of time. They can present using a smartboard, or they may use iPads. They can present to the entire class, or sometimes they'll divide up and presentations are made to small groups of students who rotate from station to station, and that's what you're going to see in this photo and also in the next photo, using iPads but students rotating in small groups. Although we think of inquiry as integral to science and engineering, at O'Brien STEM Academy, inquiry is incorporated into other subjects and other times of the day. And we have just a few short examples. One is that as our STEM classrooms finish an inquiry, they are buddied up with younger classes and they get to share what they've learned in activities with the younger students. Also, inquiry investigations and units have been developed and are taught in language arts and social studies, but instead of flashlights and dirt and ice and popsicle sticks, students actually use print materials, both online and printed, to start their investigation and go beyond that. And the last piece is Dr. Oliver.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to add, with the support of Dr. Daly, Associate Professor at the UConn Health Center, we were actually able to develop a very innovative relationship and a pilot to link higher education and elementary education. In the picture you just saw, those were 6th grade students participating in a higher level lab. And in addition to the lab, the students were exposed to STEM careers as well as STEM practitioners. As Dr. Daly did lead the lab investigation, but there were also graduate students that were there as well. And as you can see from the pictures, the students were very engaged. And on a very final note, I know my time is up, I just wanted to announce that today we held our annual science fair that actually started in 2009 with a grant that was written by Jillian Garcia and funded by the East Hartford School-Based Partnership. And with her ongoing efforts, the efforts of Mr. Soto, the rest of our staff, students and families, our science fair was more successful than ever before and was actually extended to include the whole school, kindergarten through 6th grade. And we were very proud to see how our students actually applied STEM today. Thank you.
Thank you.